Independence Rock. Named for a fur trader's 4th of July celebration in 1830, this huge rock became one of the most famous of all Oregon Trail landmarks. Independence Rock is a large, low granite mass resembling a giant turtle and covering about 5 acres of prairie. It is 1,900 feet long, 700 feet wide, and 120 feet high. Wow! The site was a popular camping site and resting place for travelers along the trail. The abundance of grass next to Independence Rock made it a welcome stopping point for every train. Independence Rock is the most often noted landmark west of Fort Laramie for the names inscribed on its face. The names and dates of people who passed by this place in search of a new life in the frontier, called the Great Register of the Desert. More than 5,000 names of early immigrants were carved on this boulder. Immigrants found many fur trappers' names already drawn on the rock and added their own names. Axle grease made of pine tar and hog fat was used to paint some names. In 1860, Sir Richard Burton calculated that there were between 40,000 and 50,000 names written in one way or another on Independence Rock. Starting the trail in the early spring, immigrants along the Oregon Trail hoped to reach Independence Rock by July 4th, Independence Day. If they had not arrived by then, they knew they were behind schedule and might beat the winter snows before they reached Oregon. Now I'm going to find the main idea of this article by highlighting some of the repeated words or repeated ideas. Independence Rock, the title. I know sometimes that gives me the clue to what the main idea was, and I do remember it being mostly about Independence Rock. Here it is again. I also find it in this paragraph and this paragraph here. Here it is again, and finally I see it again in this paragraph. I also remember the article mentioning a lot about it being important, so I'm going to highlight some things that show that. Most famous, popular, most noted landmark. So I would say the main idea of this article is about the important stop on the Oregon Trail, Independence Rock. Now I'm going to go back through the reading with my red highlighter to find some of the supporting details. In this paragraph here, it describes what Independence Rock looks like. It is a large, low granite mass resembling a giant turtle, 1,900 feet long, 700 feet wide, and 128 feet high. In this paragraph here, I think the idea that there was abundance of grass next to Independence Rock made it a welcome stopping point for every train as an important detail. I think another important idea that was in this paragraph was that there were names inscribed on its face, and they were the names and dates of people who passed by this place in search of a new life in the frontier. Here's a picture of someone who did that on July 4th in 1850. Finally, I think one more important idea is in this paragraph here, and it was that the immigrants along the Oregon Trail hoped to reach Independence Rock by July 4th to beat the winter snows.